Hey, game developers! Are you tired of rewriting the same values over and over again in your code? You know, things like health, damage, speed, every enemy, every weapon, every character, it's all the same, right? Well, what if I told you there's a way to supercharge your game development and cut that repetitive code in half? Introducing Scriptable Objects, the hidden gem of Unity. With scriptable objects, you can store all your game data in one place, share it across multiple enemies, characters, and even scenes, without all that messy duplication. Not only will your code be cleaner, but your game will run smoother, and you'll have way more time to focus on the fun stuff. So if you're ready to level up your Unity skills, let's dive in. What are scriptable objects? What are scriptable objects exactly? Let's break it down. Think of them like magical data containers. They're assets that hold values, like health, damage, speed, or any other game-related data. The key difference? These values aren't tied to a game object or mono behavior. They exist independently, meaning you can easily share them across multiple objects or scenes. No more duplicating data everywhere. Unity's official definition is, a scriptable object is a class that allows you to store data in a way that isn't tied to the lifetime of a game object. You can use it to save data that is independent of the scene and can be shared across different game objects or scripts. Basically, you create one scriptable object, and it can be used anywhere. It's perfect for storing things like stats, settings, or any other data that needs to be reused or shared across your game. How scriptable objects work? Alright, let's look at how to create a scriptable object in Unity. First, you create a class, but instead of inheriting from mono behavior, you'll inherit from scriptable object. Like this. Here we have an enemy stats class, which holds three public variables: health, damage, and speed. These represent the stats for our enemy. Since this class inherits from scriptable object, Unity recognizes it as an asset that can be created and edited in the editor. And by adding the Create Asset menu attribute, we make it easy to create new instances of this scriptable object directly from the Unity editor. We even get to name the asset and organize it under a custom menu, Game, Enemy Stats. It's that easy. Creating and using scriptable objects in the Unity editor. Now, let's create a scriptable object. In the project window, right-click, go to Create, and select Game, Enemy Stats, the custom menu we added earlier. This creates a new asset right in your project. Once you create it, you'll see the values for health, damage, and speed right here in the inspector. You can easily change the values for each enemy, weapon, or even level of your game, without touching any code. Using scriptable objects in code. Now, let's use that scriptable object in the game. Imagine you have an enemy game object in your scene, and you want to apply the stats from our enemy stats scriptable object to it. Here's how we do it. All you have to do is drag the enemy stats asset into the stats field in the inspector, and bam! Your enemy is now powered by data from the scriptable object. Benefits of scriptable objects. Okay, so why should you use scriptable objects in your game? The big benefit is centralized data. If you have 10 enemies, all using the same enemy stats, you only need to update the scriptable object once, and every enemy that references it will automatically update. No more manually changing values for every enemy in your game. Plus, it's way easier to manage and tweak stats directly in the Unity editor, rather than digging through code or hunting down variables across different scripts. When to use scriptable objects? So, when should you use scriptable objects? They're perfect for storing enemy stats, weapon stats, and character abilities, managing game settings that you want to easily tweak, handling level data or quests, even saving player progress across sessions. Basically, anytime you need reusable, easily editable data, scriptable objects are your best friend. Wrapping up, scriptable objects are an absolute game changer in Unity. They keep your code clean, organized, and modular, making your life a whole lot easier when managing data across your game. Whether you're building enemies, weapons, or even managing game settings, scriptable objects help you keep everything tidy and efficient. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that like button, it really helps out the channel. Thumbs up, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe for more Unity tips and tutorials. Got any questions or suggestions? Let us know in the comments below. I love hearing from you. Catch you in the next video. Until then, happy coding and may your game dev journey be bug-free.